Drive your old car, support your local bands, and watch John Yao Media.
Well, I'm Dennis from Iola, Wisconsin, and I'm here with my 1965 Pontiac LeMans. I've owned this car for a little over 3 years, and I purchased it in a town close to where I live. And the car was not for sale, but I ended up buying it, because I guess everything has a price and everything's for sale. But the car was in the exact condition as it is now. It had a frame-off restoration in the 1990s. It was a featured car at the Iola Car Show, and it's been just kept under wraps for all these years. And I stumbled across it in a little town of Jauch and negotiated a purchase for it, and I'm enjoying it. It's a kind of car you could take on a cross-country cruise with. It's got a 389 with tri-carbs and a Muncie 4-speed transmission, Krager SS wheels, BF Goodrich tires, and it's got 3 2-barrel carburetors on it, and it operates on the center carburetor unless you put your foot into the accelerator, and then the gas mileage goes right down the tubes. So I try to keep my foot out of it. But it's just a nice driver you could drive every day, and I really enjoy the car.
It drives really nice on the highway?
It does. It drives right straight down the road on the highway, and it gets like 15, 18 miles to the gallon of fuel on premium fuel. But I never asked for gas mileage. I asked for fun when I bought a car like this.
Have you been in any long road trips with this?
I have not. I've taken it to car shows in West Bend, which is a 2-hour trip from where I live. And it's nice. My wife and I we'll stop for lunch and go to a car show and meet people and come back, and it's a safe ride. The only thing is it has no rear view mirrors and no seatbelts, so we're risking our lives taking one for the team to go to all these car shows.
Really? No rear view mirror?
No rear view mirror on the outside. That was an option in 1965.
The side mirror?
The side mirror.
Okay.
Inside there's a rear view mirror, and there was and seatbelts were an option in 1965. So they cost more money. People couldn't afford 17 extra cents for a pair of seatbelts, apparently, or something, whatever it was.
That I didn't know. So 66 was the first year they were standard.
I'm not sure. I think 68 they were standards, and in 68 cars had padded dashboards. This has a padded dashboard, but it was an option.
There were a lot of options in the 60s. The radio was an option. I think the carpeting was an option because you could get that rubber mat too.
Yes.
Air conditioning was an option.
Oh yeah, and this car is an air-conditioned car, but it doesn't have seatbelts.
Air conditioning, but no seatbelts.
Yeah, you're comfortable in a crash. You'll die comfortable.
The power mirrors. There were power mirrors too.
Yes, there were. I actually have a 65 Chevy Biscayne, which is a real inexpensive car, but it has rear view mirrors that you can control from the inside.
Yes, I've seen that. The Pontiacs and then probably some other cars.
Yes, they do. And you don't find electric windows other than in luxury cars. And even then, most windows had hand cranks. In the generation of today, what is that crank doing on the door? Well, it's to roll the window down and roll the window up.
I was just at another show. A guy had a 65 Grand Prix and he had power windows. And he had the air conditioning and a radio. His car was super fancy.
Yeah, you would find those, but those cars were $4,000 back then.
That was expensive.
That was expensive. And a car like this were probably $3,200 brand new. But that still was a lot of money when someone was making $5,000 a year.
Plus, then you get options too on it.
I would think so.
That's
yeah, yeah. The GTO. There was in this body style. There was a Pontiac LeMans, a Pontiac GTO, and a Pontiac Tempest. Of the three, the LeMans was the most expensive. The GTO was the sportiest, and the Tempest you could be into a sexy body style like this for the least amount of money. So the difference primarily was the GTO was thought of to be the drag racing car of the three.
A sports car, yeah.
A sports car, and you could dress any of the three, the Tempest and Le Mans and GTO, the same way.
Yes, you could.
But you only could get the hood scoop on a GTO.
Yeah, that's right.
On the front of this car is a nice piece of jewelry on the hood, and I like that better than the hood scoop. And probably because I'm old. I don't know.
It looks nice. I like that.
Thank you. But I've enjoyed this car, and it's not for sale. I mean, everything is, but it's not for sale.
So how long have you had this?
About 3 years, maybe 3.5 years.
Not a long time, so you want to keep it more longer.
I do, and people have offered to buy it from me. And as I said previously, everything has a price. And when someone wants to buy something, and you want to sell it, you have a for sale price. But if you don't want to sell it, you have a I don't want to sell it price.
Yeah, it's a really high number.
Yeah, and it's such a high number that, boy, if they gave you that kind of money, you'd have to sell it.
Do you see any of these other 65 Le Mans at car shows? Have you seen any?
From time to time, I do.
I don't see a lot of them around.
Well, back then, in Wisconsin, they were used to go get groceries, go to church, and for Dad to go to work. And then they put salt on the roads, and a lot of these cars rusted out. And then if you got 100,000 miles on your car back then, it went to the junkyard. It wasn't worth reselling, unlike the cars of today. So these cars are rare because someone really took care of them back in their early years.
Yeah, as time goes on, there's just less and less of these cars.
Yes, there are. But it's amazing to me how many automobiles, classic cars that you see at car shows, and it seems like there's more now than there's ever been, but people are spending money and bringing them back and taking because you can buy door skins, you can buy fenders, you can buy body parts. They remanufacture them, so yeah, it costs a lot of money to redo a car. But if you want a car like this and you enjoy that recreational part of your life, well, then it's worth it, I guess.
Well, the GTO is a popular car, so if you need some parts, you can probably find parts that are made or even original parts.
Oh yeah, you just got to watch the TV car channels, and there's a lot of advertisers that stamp out new metal, and they want to sell that metal to someone. So yeah, and it's a nice, healthy hobby to have. You meet people that have interests the same as you do, and they're not causing problems or wrecking things. Or, the police never have to come to one of these things. It's just a nice, comfortable way to enjoy other people's cars and their company as well.
It's a fun hobby.
It is a fun hobby.
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate that.
All right.
Subscribe and share this video. Go ahead, share it. I'll wait.